Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome to my channel Learn Math with Syed Ali. So we will be defining here maximum value of parabola or minimum value of parabola, right? So we learn about the vertex, and in vertex form we have very interesting things. So a times x minus h whole square plus k. This is the vertex form. You have to remember all the time, right? So in this form, the vertex is hk. And we learned that h represents the x-axis, x coordinate, and this is your y coordinate. This y coordinate has got some more effects, right? Or k value. So now the maximum and minimum value of a parabola. Maximum value of parabola is the y coordinate. So that means we will concentrate on k value. So in this, y coordinate means k value. This we learn. Now it's very clear, very easy to understand. Maximum value of parabola is the y coordinate of the vertex. Clear? So y coordinate is k. If parabola opens down, it represents maximum value. If parabola opens up, it represents minimum value. Why and how we will see, right? So if we have a parabola, right, and I say that, okay, I have here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 and 3 is my vertex, right? Let's say this is my vertex because 3 I am here on x-axis, 3 on the y-axis. So my vertex is here, right? Any parabola which is passing through this, now it has got a value of y-axis. What is value of y-axis here? Y coordinate 3. So that means what is the maximum the parabola can go, right? So what is the maximum the parabola can go is 3. And beyond that, there is no point because it is opening downward. So if parabola opens down, it represents maximum value. So this vertex will be representing me the maximum value, right? Up to what level this graph can go, right? It represents the y coordinate. So this is just an example to understand that why it represents the maximum value. And you can see that my vertex was 3 and 3. And when I draw a parabola whose vertex is 3 and 3, so it does not go beyond 3 on this y-axis. This is my y-axis, right? So this is my y-axis. So it does not go beyond 3. So it represents the k value, the y coordinate of the vertex, right? So it's easy. If somebody asks you, give you some questions, you have to see the k value, where the k value is, if the k value is the y coordinate, right? For example, now we see, or let me draw another graph, maybe for the downward parabola. So if I have a downward parabola, so that means I have some vertex which is, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So this is my vertex, right? So what is my vertex here? So I said 4 and 1, 2, 3, right? 3. So it's minus, right? So y is minus in this case, right? And now my parabola is here, right? So if my parabola is here, where I am going to? I am not going anywhere beyond or lower than this value, which is minus 3 on the y-axis, which is minus 3 on the y-axis. It's again the k value, right? Or the y coordinate of the vertex. So it is not going below this. It represents the minimum value. So this represents the minimum value because it is not going anywhere below this value. This represents the maximum value because it is not going anywhere above this value. It's not going, right? It's not going below. So this is minimum value. If parabola opens up, it represents the minimum value. So hope with this definition and these two graphs, we can understand that, and we can be sure that it is the k value, it is the y coordinate, right? So if I have an example for to solve, maybe that find out the or prove what is the minimum or maximum of this equation. So what we need to see, let's say the equation is y is equals to minus x plus 3 whole square plus 4, right? So if this is the equation, we have to compare it with this equation of our base equation, and then we find out, okay, my vertex is minus 3 and 4, right? My vertex is 3 minus 3 because here is x minus h, right? So you have to be careful when it is plus here, right? So it will be opposite to this. If it is minus, then h is the number, whatever h is there. But here is plus, so I have to say h is minus 3 and k is this. And what is my y coordinate? My y coordinate is this, right? So y coordinate is k value. So my k is 4. That means if I have to draw this, my vertex will be minus 3 and 4. So when I will be drawing it roughly, I will say, okay, minus 3, 1, 2, 3, minus 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be my vertex of this parabola, right? And here a is minus 1 because if there is no number, we say that, okay. So a is less than 1, right? A is minus 1. If a is less than 1, where it is going to, right? So my parabola vertex is this, so that means it will be opening down somewhere like this, right? If it opens like this, what is my maximum value, right? This is my maximum value. Y maximum value. And what is my maximum value? K is equals to 4. So, or y is equals to 4 is the maximum value, right? So it will not go on the coordinate system. If I talk about coordinate system, this parabola or this graph will not go beyond y is equals to 4. So y is equals to 4 is your maximum value. So y is equals to 4 is your maximum value. So we learned that whenever we have given certain equation, we have to compare it with the original equation. We have to determine the vertex, and then the k part is the y coordinate, and that tells us the minimum or maximum value of that curve or of that parabola, right? So here a was less than 1. It was minus 1, right? Whenever a is in any given equation, whenever a is less than 1, it will always open down. So open down means maximum value. So a is less than 1 means opens down, parabola opens down, and if it opens down, it has maximum value. This is what we learn, right? So this is now rule that if a is less than 1, parabola opens down and it has maximum value, right? It has maximum value, and that maximum value representing y coordinate, of course. It's not going beyond or past this value. Y is equals to 4 is a maximum up to which this parabola can go. So we can take another example or we can take here, we have some space to the other side. So if we take an example of y is equals to, let's say, x minus 2 whole square plus 1. So now what is my vertex? My vertex is 2 and 1, right? What is my k? K is 1. So this is my y coordinate. So that means now here, what is a? A is 1, right? If there is no number, then a is 1. So a is 1 means a is greater than 0, right? A is greater than 0. Oh, here I have to say a is less than 0, right? A is greater than 0. When a is greater than 0, it has a minimum value. Opens down, opens up. So a is greater than 0 means opens up always, right? And when it opens up, what it represents? It represents minimum value. It represents minimum value. So whenever you see the equation in the vertex form, you have to see that what A is, and A will determine that does it open up or does it open down. So if it opens down, the vertex K value represents the maximum value. If it opens up, then the y coordinate or the K value determines the minimum value, right? So this is your minimum value. So two things we have to keep in our head, that if it opens up, it represents the minimum value. It opens down, it represents the maximum value. And how to calculate? Just compare it with a standard form. Find out the vertex, and the K value of the vertex or the y coordinate of the vertex represents the minimum or the maximum value, right? So say it again, repeat it with, pause the video, repeat this all thing one more time, and then you will be confident that what is minimum and maximum value of the parabola. But we will learn another things. Another thing here is, if equation is not in this form, it is in the standard quadratic form instead of the vertex form, how to find out? So if equation is in the standard form, meaning that equation is in this form, ax square plus bx plus c, right? This is the standard quadratic form. If equation is in this form, how to find out maximum or minimum value, right? So you have to follow 3 steps. You have to see that what minus b over 2a in this case. We did this in another video, but we are just revising it. So minus b over 2a will give you the x coordinate. This gives you the x coordinate, right? So x coordinate means this is h. So this is your first step, that you have to find out h is equals to minus b over 2a. And then this is actually x coordinate. This is the value of x. So you substitute back into the equation, into the quadratic equation, and get your y. And when you get y, this is your second step. Now you have like x coordinate is by this, and now you have h and k both. If you have h and k, then you can determine that which way. You have to see a, the value of a. Let's take an example, right? So example, maybe make any example like 2x square minus 4x minus 6. Let's take this example. What is a? A is 2. What is b? B is minus 4. What is c? C is minus 6, right? And now we have to calculate h, right? So what is h? Minus b minus 4 divided by 2 times a is 2. So, right, we keep brackets so that we have 2 signs here. Now minus is plus, so we get h is equals to 1, right? So h is equals to 1. Now we substitute back into this equation, because this is representing me y, right? So put or substitute the value x is equals to 1 in quadratic equation. In quadratic equation. So we substitute back in here. This is my question, right? So 2 times 1 whole square minus 4x is 1 minus 6. So 2 minus 4 minus 6, and that gives you minus 8, right? So this is your value of y. So that means y is equals to minus 8. Now you have your h and k. You did both steps here, what I explaining. So you have to find out h with the formula minus b over 2a, and then once you have h, it is your x value or x coordinate, then substitute back to get y. So you have both coordinate x and y, right? So what is your y in this case? So now you have y is equals to minus 8. Now you have both things, h and k. What is your h? 1. What is your y? Minus 8, right? And what was your a? You have to check the value of a. A is greater than 0. Here is this, a is 2. So it's greater than 0. If a is greater than 0, so a is greater than 0, That means what value it would be? A is greater than 0, right? So now we have 1 minus 8, right? So this is your k, minus 8, right? And when a is greater than 0, yes, a is greater than 0, it is minimum value, right? So a is greater than 0, it is minimum value. Why? Parabola will be which way? Opens up. Parabola opens up. Opens up means minimum value. A is greater than 0. Parabola opens up and it has got minimum value. And what is that minimum value? That minimum value is y is equals to minus 8. It will not go below that number, right? It opens up. So you have this example. So that means if you have the quadratic form, you can find out your h and k, and then you can decide maximum or minimum value. Or if it is in the form of like vertex form, then you can find out h and k with the vertex, and then you can tell us what is the maximum or minimum value. So if the parabola opens up, right, if the parabola opens up, this is the minimum value. Parabola opens up is the minimum value, right? So you have to say it few times to understand it fully. If parabola opens up, it represents minimum value. So who will determine that parabola opens up? That is the a value, right? If a is greater than 0, is the minimum value. Parabola opens up. If a is less than 0, then parabola opens down. And if parabola opens down, it has a maximum value. Hope you understand it thoroughly. So revise it, pause the video, revise it, see it 2 times maybe, and hope you like it. So if you like it, subscribe my channel, press the bell icon button to receive another video. Thank you for watching.